도제 차제 데로나로다 말바밀라 제제가보바 주숨세자 근계가마
2012 was the 20th anniversary of the passing of the third Jamgom Kongtrul, Chökyi Sengye. In 2013, Tibetan Buddhists commemorated the 200th birth anniversary of the first Jamgom Kongtrul Lodra Taye, a non-sectarian with far-reaching influence and renowned author of the 5 Great Treasuries. In recollection of the Kongtrul lineage's great contribution and to remind followers how to practice the Dharma properly, the 17th Gyewa Karmapa Ugentindi Dorje launched a commemoration of the Jamgom Kongtrul lineage during the 30th Kagyu Minlan in 2012. He taught from 2 texts by the first Jamgom Kongtrul, the commentaries on the 3 primary elements of the path and the torch of certainty. The first Jamgom Kongtrul Rinpoche was born in 1813 on the 10th day of the 10th Tibetan month. He was ordained when he was 3 years old and began studying sutra when he was 8. When he was 30, his root guru, the 9th Tai Sutta Rinpoche, Pama Nyingje Wangpo of Palpung Monastery, Tibet, recognized him as a tulku from Kongpo, and thus he was called Kongtrul. Jamgon means Manjushri protector. He studied with more than 30 teachers from various schools of Tibetan Buddhism and became learned and highly accomplished in the Dharma teachings of 19th century Tibet. He was known particularly for his work, The 5 Great Treasuries, and his role in founding the non-sectarian or Rime movement. The 5 Great Treasuries comprise 5 compendiums in more than 90 volumes: the Treasury of Kagyu Mantra, the Treasury of Precious Termas, the Treasury of Encyclopedic Knowledge, the Treasury of Quintessential Instructions, and the Treasury of Extensive and Uncommon Teachings. They encompass the essence, commentaries and instructions of different Buddhist sects and traditions, as well as the essence of Tibetan knowledge in medicine, astrology and astronomy. Half a century later, when many historical relics were lost during the Cultural Revolution, this masterpiece by Jamgom Kongtrul Rinpoche became a critical reference for important teachings and Tibetan culture. Thus, his contribution was not just limited to the Kagyu lineage, but extended to all other lineages, the Tibetan people, and even the world, because what he preserved is a profound religious and cultural heritage for everyone. He spent more than half of his life in solitary retreat in the mountains. He composed more than 100 commentaries and accomplished more than 100 practices from both the new and old Tibetan Buddhist schools. Having fully realized the profundity of the secret Vajrayana, he was a lustrous bead in the golden rosary of the Kagyu lineage. In November 1899, at age 87, while absorbed in meditative concentration, he dissolved into Dharmadhatu, thus bringing his meaningful life to a perfect completion.
Jamgom Kongtrul kunjin tambulodru taye kuchung ba tela dense jiri sangi ki temba yangus pyo kanchi ki jongi temba la ya nima saba dabu chik sharche ene ji zhubju da chenpo ge shi gyundi be kashen zhula sobe temba mangpo chi ki ji temba nyamli nyawa da tamche nyamba laso chungpa chik dang dana xin temba la ya be choda risu maje be ene ji luk sangpo tabi yo aro tenze da zesam medu chungwa chi shayo be indu zane nga ranchwe nya daga nan xinki ene konga nambar tamba la ya be jesu lapche temba tada la chik churi mebe kwa ne 지 주실람도 개토버 지용하지다 안다나 신지 장군 림부체당 안다나 신장 계즈왕보당 다나 조긴 초교 대신령 대 kengochon sum naba sungi enda kusik wabye chimbyo thwane zudum nashabe ji zoshin naba nge zor kyube da wonglong menga da deda tamje manyam nyamba meba ngaso ji 퇴삼 고맙습니다. 건 대나 펍네 네 가수라 대나 배바다 냠슬네 바제기 권에 에는다 대바지 용배숨 채과디 담바고만함지 거진지 렌슈아 개치슈에로지 레섬 도스탠딩도 도장
The second Jamgom Kongtrul, Palden Khyentse Öse, was the son of the 15th Karmapa, Kakyap Dorje. In spite of his high birth, he was unpretentious and treated everyone respectfully. He would speak with anyone, whether high or low. He realized that possessions are meaningless, and 3 times he gave away everything he owned. He saw his father, the Karmapa, as an actual Buddha. Through that devotion, he manifested the realization of Mahamudra and subsequently became the root guru of the 16th Karmapa, as well as teacher to many important lineage holders. The third Jamgom Kongtrul, Lodro Chökyi Sengye, was born in Lhasa and recognized by the 16th Karmapa. From a young age, he followed and served as attendant to the Karmapa with great devotion, reminiscent of Ananda who served the Buddha. Rinpoche was a lion amongst humans, fearless and undeterred. He always followed the 16th Karmapa's commands and was committed to guarding the Dharma. He lived at Rumtek Monastery, the Karmapa's seat in India, and unreservedly taught, led practices and cared for the Karmapa's Sangha. In particular, he was instrumental in the founding and development of the Nalanda Institute for Higher Buddhist Studies, which remains a vital centre of learning at Rumtek. He always showed love and compassion towards the sick and destitute, founding schools and hospitals to provide free education and medical care. His great kindness was comparable to that of the Dharma king, Drime Kundin. Rinpoche passed away suddenly in a car accident when he was only 38. It seemed a sign of the Dharma's decline in an age of degeneration. In retrospect, if Rinpoche was still alive with us today, there would be no obstacles within the Kagyu lineage. On the 20th anniversary of Rinpoche's Parinirvana, his loving face, soothing voice and noble heart were greatly missed by all. The fourth Jamgon Rinpoche, Lodro Chökyi Nyima, was born in 1995 in Chushur, central Tibet. His birthplace and family were in complete agreement with the pure visions of the 17th Karmapa, who recognized Rinpoche formally in 1996 when he was 8 months old. In 1997, the Dalai Lama officially issued a letter recognizing Rinpoche as the reincarnation of the third Jamgom Kongtrul and performed the hair-cutting ceremony and bestowed names on him. He was also recognized by His Holiness Sakya Trinzin, head of the Sakya lineage, and His Holiness Mindraling Trichin of the Nyingma lineage. In that same year, following supplications by the Sangha and devotees, Rinpoche returned to his main seat in India, Lava Kagyu Tekchen Ling Monastery and Retreat Centre, and his main seat in Nepal, Pulahari Monastery, and officially resumed his important status in the lineage. Currently 18, though still a student at Lava Buddhist Institute, Rinpoche is already involved with the Dharma and the humanitarian activities of the previous Jamgom Rinpoche, demonstrating his extraordinary compassion and wisdom. During breaks from his studies, Rinpoche always makes time to visit both the young and old living at the Jamgom Kongtrul III Memorial Home in Kalimpong, India. When he chats with them and asks how they are, it brings great consolation, particularly to the elderly. Looking after elderly people in need was always the wish of the third Jamgom Kongtrul Rinpoche. After his passing, his administrative office and many of his disciples fulfilled this wish by founding the Jamgom Kongtrul III Memorial Home and began to look after many homeless and destitute people, both young and old. There are currently more than 100 elderly people and children living in the home. The fourth Jamgom Kongtrul Rinpoche lived at the home for a year when he was younger and made a deep connection at that time with the elderly in the home. As Rinpoche emphasises, the organisational structure of the home encourages the young and old to help each other and keep each other company, so that the elderly are not just taken care of in terms of their daily needs and health care. During holidays, when the weather is good, the young people take the elderly who have difficulty walking outside to sit in the sun. They bathe them and cut their nails for them. The joyful atmosphere makes everyone feel part of a real family, and from a young age, the young people learn how to help others. Rinpoche also shows great concern for the students of the Jamgom Kongtrul III Memorial School. Since they usually come from deprived families, Rinpoche makes efforts to understand each individual's situation. He arranges for those in need to stay in the memorial home and provides everything they need. The commemoration of this important master and Dharma son of the Karmapa was held on December 29th and 30th and included 3 elaborate events. On the morning of the first day, the Gyalwang Karmapa led the smoke offering, known as Billowing Clouds of Virtue, written by the first Jamgom Kongtrul. Incense rose into the morning sky from 26 white offering kilns, each one paired with a bright flag. During the smoke offering, a special ritual dance, Lingdra Dechin Roma, or the music of great bliss, the dances of Kaiser of Ling, was performed. The dance, written by the renowned Nyingma master Jun Mipam Rinpoche, featured the warrior king Kaiser of Ling from the Tibetan epic. Mipam Rinpoche stated that King Geza promised blessings for those who watch the Lingdra performance with devotion, bestowing swift accomplishment of all activities, pacifying diseases, calamities, wars and suffering, making the Dharma prosper, balancing the elements, and fulfilling wishes. The second day, December the 30th, was the main part of the commemoration. At 7:30 in the morning, a procession set out from Turgal Monastery to the pavilion, carrying a sacred statue of Pema Gyalpo, one of the 8 manifestations of Guru Rinpoche. This statue was a terma treasure revealed by the 15th Karmapa and one of the second Jamgom Kongtrul Rinpoche's most cherished relics. It was the most important support of blessings in the mandala. The Karmapa himself received the statue and placed it in the mandala. The Jamgom Kongtrul Labrang, headed by General Secretary Tenzin Dorje, made offerings. Also in the line was the third Jamgom Kongtrul's younger brother, who held a stupa representing the mind offering.
To the merit of this offering, may all of the donors' aspirations be swiftly fulfilled.
The first performance was Great Gratitude, depicting stories from the life of Guru Rinpoche. The next was spiritual songs, or dohas, written by the first Jamgom Kongtrul, followed by the chanting of the 50 verses of attending the Guru. Students from TCV Sucha School sang praises to the Jamgom Kongtrul lineage, written by the 17th Karmapa.
영국 노지 타이사 Kongtrul yunten jamgom yunsu tabi remake ki kono chembo tene ne chembo sai chara rita samo kam
Ringatroku read a short biography of Lodra Tai, describing his upbringing and the great contribution he made to Buddhism as a whole and Tibetan culture. Then the palanquin bore the statue away, bringing the morning program to an end. In the afternoon, Jamgom Rinpoche arrived at the pavilion escorted by representatives of the Kagyu Minlam organization and ascended the exquisite throne, especially prepared by the 17th Karmapa for this, his first ever public teaching. The text, calling the Guru from afar, was written by the first Jamgom Kongtrul Rinpoche and is widely practiced by all major Tibetan Buddhist schools.
Toma Tubekun Nambatan, Tegana Shin, and Quendekage, and Lamada, Givishin number, and Tegana Shin, and Gizun, Nasum, Nambatan, and Chushu, Pomo, Teden, number Tangmala, and Toma Ye, and Ning Tabane, and Gagu, Iran, and Patu Mebenga, and Tangmala, Samdrestele, Shugi. ane ngale na ane duji tembe ngada ane pa kewe mongbo kama ba gintile wangi to choge ane Jamgom Kongtrul rimjengi ane jede ane gi tusan zego tela ane ngege ane lama jambe gi ti je ane ma mangzo yong la shena ya wo yong sa res ka na wa na shin ti da ane ngarangi ane nyamnyong thone re ane tega na shin ane sheze da kanji jide thone ane shera geba ji shudwe mindude yinaya ane lama kongma namgi ane tendre la za shimbu zi nangi yoban tar tenge tendre chunje zamshido ane jitub kangdubji ane shwe bezu chegi ane tegab da zoji ane shayala ane kadambe lama namgi karisungur sana ane chilabgi lam ane soldebi yins 송바레 아니 질랍 아니 죽버제베 람디 아니 솔뎁 임바레 대인자 아니 솔뎁 아니 제베 값수 아니 다이 공도 슈바나시 아니 툭삼 셰네 난고야디 아니 계좀 시라차데고레 마세 아니 질랍기 람 솔뎁 질랍기 짜와 무규 무규기 갈보 라마 상게스 통와인시 아니 송바따르 아니 질랍기 람 ane soldeb de ane chelab gi lamdo ane gyur majur de ane mögül ra legi yobare mögü mangbo yore de yinaya mögü na sangshe de mögü galbo de mögü galbo lama sange thongwa yin se subana tabu ane rani gi chawe lama de ane sange dango yerme do ane yimbar shebe 다가스 몽데기 짬마인 버 김제 양다바도 셰베 토네 아니 솔뎁 균도 아니 굴싱 소베 솔뎁 세바타르 솔뎁 균도 아니 제고야디 아니 게좀 시라 차디도스 레 안다 던제 아니 타마디 아니 투이 찍도 세바디레 데 아니 타마 아니 체가 아니 시디 소와드스 라마rum부지 동에버도 tin지 최기지 कामे दाल रसा खेले में थुई ये में डबर चिंगे लो से दिदा सिगजे अने शिदिगे अने तेंगे बरे दे खंडर शुबाइना अने टिंजिन छेगी जे लामा रुंबुचेस दुंवे पेदे सोवा दबगी इंस अने थु सोवा देमने कर थुई ये में डबर चिंगे लाब्रो नास जुमजे अने कलमे दाला रसा खेले मेस अने कलबा मेंबा दा तंबा संगे जुमनेंदे अने उस शुयंजा शल जेमेतुवा अने सुंग थे मेबा 이나야 안에 두숨 상게 탐지게 안에 찍도 되베 랑수 안에 랑이 라마 임베 친나 안에 까바 멤버 달라 레사다 떼서 라마 켈레 메베 김젤라 때네 안에 라메 툭다 랑기 셈니 예메 드버 칭게 라브로나 세다 치가 타마시게 드셰 대다부 임바레 다 라마 장벤 안에 망보 여레디 이나야 다 개치쉐디 안에 치가 타마시디 임바레 안 단다 kondushba dewa deshel hakzam ane shibadi ane namju ane nyamle nangdu ane kowa yakboji kebe tonne ane naro na shugi yin
Rinpoche's dignified bearing and his way of speaking brought many disciples to tears because he sounded so much like the previous Jamgom Rinpoche. It was as if the latter was there in person.
Tejida ane ne zaajimbo ane dojide tela ane kor mangbo chigla ane nge lama jambo shetubade ane ngarang kabasangbo shira chungson. I think it'll be a bit difficult to say this by Ngudup Tsering because I'll say it to you in English because Ngudup Tsering had translated for previous Jamgom Rinpoche and also has translated for 16 Kamapa. So I'm telling him, thank you very much for translating for me. So it will be great for all of you to applaud for him. Thank you.
Following Rinpoche's talk, dignitaries, representatives from monasteries and dharma centres, and devotees formed a long line to make mandala offerings. The third Jamgom Kongtrul Rinpoche travelled the world, taking the Dharma to North America, Europe and Asia. For this special commemoration, many of his foreign disciples came to Bodh Gaya for the fourth Jamgom Kongtrul's first public teaching, thereby continuing the precious life-to-life connection between the Guru and his disciples. During the teaching, the Gyalwang Karmapa had stayed in an alcove to the side of the stage to watch this important event for his heart son. Now he walked onto the stage and presented Rinpoche with a special gift, a Dharma hat worn by the first Jamgom Kongtrul Rinpoche, thereby creating auspicious conditions for the boundlessness of Rinpoche's Dharma activities. At the conclusion of the commemoration, monastics and lay people together chanted, calling the Guru from afar as one voice. The resonant chanting of the assembly embodied the essence of calling the Guru from afar. Bless us, that our minds may blend with yours. Amidst the many great masters who uphold the Buddha Dharma and the lineages of accomplishment, the three previous Jamgom Rinpoches are like the sun and moon among the stars. The current Jamgom Rinpoche, though still young, is highly esteemed for his learning and practice. We believe that he will soon become a contemporary great master and make a vast contribution to Buddhism and the Kagyu lineage.